Hello everyone, this is Chanel, and today I'm going to be presenting Mexican tile. So most of the information is in the report. I'm just going to go over a few of the main points like the glossary and things that are going to be on the test review. So starting with the glossary, we have acid wash, which is a wash that is applied to the subfloor to clean it before the tile is put down, but you need to be careful what kind you use or it will affect the grout sometimes. Extrusion is a process where wet clay is run through a machine that makes bricks, and sometimes saltillo tiles are made this way. If a tile is distressed, it means that there are imperfections that occurred on the tiles during the drying stage. And as you can see in that photo, there are some footprints from what looks like a dog or a coyote maybe, because when these tiles are made, they're handmade and they are laid out on a hillside to dry most of the time. So animals run through them and they get other kinds of imperfections. Flashing is a light buff colored area on the Mexican tile, and that's created when flames burn out the iron oxides in the clay. Lime pops are the result of limestone rising to the surface while the tile is baking. A thin crust forms, and when popped, small white craters are left in the surface, and you can see that in the two photos below. And when that happens, they can either be sealed over or they can be filled with grout or painted to look like the rest of the tile. Saltillo tile is a type of tile made in Saltillo, Mexico from clay dried in the sun and then fired in a kiln. And glaze is not usually applied to these tiles. They're great for outdoors and floorings. Talavera tile are Mexican tiles that are handcrafted and hand painted with beautiful patterns and vivid colors. And you can see those in the photos right below. They can be used as backsplashes, stairs, outdoor fountains, and lots of other applications. The name of Talavera comes from the potter's town of Talavera de la Reina, known in Spain for exquisite tiles and pottery. And next we have a wet saw, which you should all know what that is because we have one in the production lab, and it's used to cut tiles, and it keeps the tiles from breaking because it runs water on the blade as it rotates, and they have to be used when you're cutting Mexican tile or else they will break in irregular shapes. The pros of Mexican tile include that they come in beautiful colors and patterns, they're cost efficient, so you get lots of bang for your buck, they're fire resistant and they do not promote flame spread, they're sustainable because they're made from clay, which is a natural resource, and each tile is handmade and unique. Some of the cons include because they are handmade and unique, they're not completely uniform. So if you want something that each tile is going to be exactly the same, you might want to use something else other than Mexican tile. They can crumble, chip, and crack. They could have lime pops. And if you spill things on them, they stain easily if they don't get cleaned up quickly because they're so porous. And crazing, if you look at the bottom photo, that is crazing, that crackly look it gets to it. And they're also not good to use outdoors in freeze-thaw climates because the top photo, that is what happens. So you probably wouldn't want to use Mexican tiles outdoors in a place like Rexburg. As far as installation, the main points are you want to draw reference lines before you start so that all the tiles can be lined up correctly. You want to start from the center of the wall generally, but it depends on your situation. You may start in a different place. Once all the tiles are laid, you want to allow the adhesive to dry for at least 24 hours before applying grout. And now I'll have 3 videos that show the installation of Saltillo tiles on an outdoor patio.